And we're back. Also, see those volcanoes in the background? We'll never see them again after this point. So, welcome to Labyrinth Zone 2.0. The game... Sonic CD's water level is Tidal Tempest. And it's just pretty much Labyrinth Zone. The clone. Also, something interesting of note is that this game is lacking the famous drowning theme. And the spin dash is completely useless in the water, so hooray. Yeah, don't bother trying to use the spin dash or peel out underwater, you get nowhere with it. Apologies if I sound tired. It's probably because I am. This has been recorded at actually 20 to 3 in the morning. There's the robot sandwich of this act, and here's where a common level design thing starts to show up. Two springs facing each other for the sole purpose of you being able to time travel. This is common and it's very just cheap. Cheap in the sense that if they realise the level design does not compensate for having to go at high speed, so they just put two springs facing each other so you actually maintain a high speed. So with the robot sandwich destroyed, this act is now completely devoid of bandits, but that doesn't really matter because the goal is right here. This special stage looks an awful lot like chemical plants from Sonic 2. Also, for some reason, the water is completely black, though it still counts as water, so don't be fooled by it. Look at that. That was just unfair. UFO just turned at the last goddamn second. Like, not even a swift turn, just a complete sharp 90 degrees. Also, if you land on top of the the bumpers, which are usually along the sides of the pathway, the game doesn't really know where to send you. Like, sometimes you'll stay on top of it for a bit before being launched to the side, or you'll just get launched to the side instantly. That sound right there was the sound of the blue UFO spawning. Ow! The blue UFO, if you destroy it, it gives you extra time. Do I evidence that? Nope, as I clip right underneath it. I felt that it looked like I should have just clipped it. Nope, I went through it. Also, how the fuck do you get that ring monitor? Seriously, how the fuck do you get that ring monitor? I have no clue how to do it. It's good to know that the emulator recording is choking over the water effects. More than the tip of the water, it can't display the frames of animation correctly. That's not this game's fault, that's the emulator's fault. Or more fraps, I should say. So yeah, instead of having the traditional jingle, it just plays the same sound effects in the special stages when you're running out of time, when you're about to drown. It's really dull. Considering some of the soundtrack the US version of this game has, so removing the drowning theme under the pretense of it being too freaky is just complete bull. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Sonic CD USA Game Over theme. It's just like, what the fuck? Sorry, I actually like this track. It's one of the few tracks in the US soundtrack of Sonic that I actually like. There are very few tracks in this game that I like. I'm better in terms of the US, not the US, the Japanese European soundtrack. But there's not too many tracks from there I like either. And considering I'm a real sucker for video game music, that's saying something. Strange Dragon Heads, the blue fire thing doesn't actually hurt you, it just sends you. It just pushes you. Also, notice how the music just faded out. That's a Sega CD problem. The music was obviously stored on the disc as just Red Book audio, so the track would come to an end, fade out, and then restart. Notice how I clipped through a bending. It's a good thing I clipped through it, otherwise I would have taken a cheap hit. Two more springs placed right next to each other just to time travel, just like how I got into the past just then. Cheap it! And level restart, because there's no way else to get to the stage after that happening. This was the first time I've actually seen the start of this act in the past, so I did not even know this gimmick existed. Or the gimmick with like the Tetris block. Basically, once you stand on a tip of it and jump, it rotates. Because I think that's how it works. Oh no, it's just if you stand on it for a certain amount of time, okay. Again, two springs facing each other. Also, I've noticed that there is a relevant physics issue with the water here. Is if you try and jump while you're like knee deep in it, you kind of can't jump at all. It's a bit weird. But to be fair, I think that was in the Genesis games as well. It's just more noticeable here because of how the level design is. Cheap it again. This time I had a shield there. Like, I saw it, you can see it coming, but there's nothing you can really do to avoid it. And Robo sandwich just out in the oven because there's nowhere else to put it. Also, why is that block there? Like the one that ran into me that stopped the time travel. Like, there was literally no reason for it to be there. Special stage number 6, I believe, and whoa! Epilepsy warning. Also, nice Super Mario World hills in the background. Those look like Super Mario World hills. A much better game than this. Fun fact, I've never actually played Super Mario World to completion. We actually own an actual cartridge of it, which is actually quite surprising. And negative. No trick shot. But yeah, we actually have access to a cartridge of Super Mario All-Stars for Super Mario World. But yeah, we've never actually beaten the world. There's a save file we have, but we just haven't finished it. Yes. So you can technically delay how long you are in the special stages just by constantly grabbing that time UFO. But of course, if you do that, you're not going to get anywhere because it doesn't count to the actual UFO count. And boss time. See this, we got both the robot sandwiches, we're in the good future. Which is all pink for some reason. So the whole game with this quote unquote boss is just chasing after Eggman, hitting him down this hallway. I was about to sneeze there, my bad. Hope that doesn't happen to you, that was my fault. Also notice that there's just an invincibility monitor in the oven. Spoiler, that invincibility is completely useless. Like, you may get the last sounding, but you have to chase him all the way around anyway, and when the actual boss starts, this invincibility will wear off by the time you even get to it. So yeah, if you fail to get the free hits, it just keeps going around the course in a loop. The actual boss is this. An underwater valve. There is no air besides those air bubbles that Eggman is generating and causing slowdown with. They act as a shield. Basically, your goal is to suck away at the shield and get one hit on the egg reveal. Yep, just one. This is one of the few bosses I find quite interesting. It's just a shame that it's so piss easy. See, one hit and he's dead. And I grabbed an air bubble after it disappeared. And this is where the game being semi-decent ends. Quartz Quadrant, the next zone, is where things start to hit the fan. And then zone 5 is where I will rage hard.